Hi everyone. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about to look blind and everything, and like how it's used and all that, and like stuff for people to know about using that phrase and how I feel about it. We just put up our Christmas tree, and I just played with Zeke a second ago. I'm gonna put my phone on my tripod, and then we're gonna get started. Just gotta get him situated here, and I'm gonna sit right there. Here's his toy box. This is where we moved it. He's drinking. And here's some fake candles. So we have our house decorated for Christmas. These are fake candles, by the way. If I touch it, see, it's fake. I really like fake candles. I like the feel it gives off. So yeah, let's get started. Zeke's just drinking some water. Hi. Hey, Zeke. Hey everybody, welcome to another video. So I brought Zeke's bed over here. Usually it's like on the side of the ottoman. That's my tripod is next to. But today I want to talk about the phrase looking blind or disabled. It's mostly blind. But about like some of the statements that I've gotten from people in public and on the internet, but also just like my feelings on it and how the phrase on the phrase and stuff. So just to put a disclaimer out there, well not a disclaimer, but I wanna preface this entire video that I am one visually impaired man, and I'm just representing myself and my experiences. So please keep that in mind. I also watched a video a while back of Molly Burke where she talked about this phrase, and I just finished watching to make sure I get some key points that I would like to bring up, but also like think about like my own experiences too. So I want to bring this to you. I want to bring it to you guys. I'll link that video below, of Molly's perspective on the term "look blind" and how she feels about it and stuff. So so I think we can all agree that we don't appreciate when sighted people pity to us because we fit, because we're disabled, blind, whatever, and we work in a setting that's like very that we're successful in, whatever it is, and they're like, oh, God bless you, like for being like, here or whatever. And one time, like, I was working in one of the clinics in my past internship. I just transferred to my new one already, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad I finished up my first internship, and I was with my dog, and I had to tell the guy, it was an older dude, and he was called in for his appointment, and I was finished up sanitizing stuff, and I went to go get Zeke, like I always do, and I asked him to please stop petting him and talking to him because he was working, and Zeke was getting distracted because the guy just went up to him and didn't read the... He was probably visually impaired too because he was an older, elderly man with a walking cane. So that part I was being understanding. I suspected that was the case. And but I didn't appreciate how he just walked up to my dog and started petting him without asking me, because it makes... I feel it's rude to walk up to somebody's dog and just pet them without asking. This is like the third time that it's happened already at the hospital that I work at. But most of the time people ask me, which I appreciate. And most of the time you're going to get the answer no, because he's there for a reason, to keep me safe. He's not there for fun and games and pets, and yeah, I mean, like, that could happen, but only when we're both on our break. So, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is about the phrase "look blind." I just wanted to get that out of the way. So yeah, so after that happened, I was he asked me, oh, how come you have your dog? And I said, oh, I'm visually impaired. And look, I don't have to legally disclose that, but I'm comfortable with it but I'm just comfortable with it. Not everybody is. That's just me. And I said I work here. That's why. And he was like, "Oh, God bless you." And I just took the compliment as a compliment for his perspective, and I was like, "Thank you." And he just walked off with a medical professional to go get his thing done. And so after that happened, like, I felt kind of like, how should I say this? Took as an inspiration just for working there, being a disabled man with his service dog. Like, in a way, I guess it's appreciated, but most of the time, like, I felt like I was just being seen as an inspiration to that guy just because I was present there, which I didn't fully appreciate because I'm more capable than people think I am. And that's why I like to share these videos, and something's going to happen pretty soon, which I am going to mention in a community post soon. It's going to be it's something very awesome to share that I'll be represented. Oh, before he said God bless me, like, he was like, oh, I didn't realize you were blind, God bless you. And that's how I felt what I felt after. And I felt like, in a way, I was being, I guess, pitied because of my success, of just being there when I'm there to help out the department. And I'm there because of a program that helps people with disabilities in my final year of education, and just starting up my potential and learning new job skills and stuff like that. And like, I was like, that's how I felt mentally. Like, I don't appreciate when people just seeing me as an inspiration just for being there, when I'm a lot more than just a disability, when I have a really good reason to be there. And I'd rather much appreciate when people compliment me about my success, not just for my blindness, because I don't think about that all the time. I just think about, like, my work and what I have to do there. And I don't appreciate when people just say that, because I feel like it's a way of putting me down and pitying to me just because of my disability and things like that. And another time where, I mean, that's the only time I could think of vividly during my internship, well, my past one. There was also a couple other times where I've had to point this out to people, because people do not realize that I'm blind, visually impaired, just by looking at me with my dog compared to my cane. And I knew I was going to be ready for it. So I was training Zeke to find my new department that we work in, and I was just finished going to the bathroom, and I was doing my own thing, training him. I was done training him, and he knew what he had to find for me. And there was this other department that's across the hall that this person came out of. It was a medical professional, and she was just watching us, and I didn't mind because I like people observing. I want them to ask questions, and because I feel like that's my job, because I'm one of the more unique interns compared to everybody else, because I'm the only one that uses a mobility aid most of the time. So I was talking to the person, and she asked me about my dog a couple questions, and I said that he's a guide dog, and that's all I said. I didn't say I'm visually impaired. I'm not obligated to say that every time. Not a lot of people, like, they don't notice right away that I'm visually impaired at all, unless they come up close, or let's say if my glasses was off, it's more obvious, because my smaller eye gives it away pretty easily. And people don't notice my shaking eyes or nystagmus, as you could see. My eyes shake left and right. I told her, like, where he came from, and I pointed out my tree pouch on myself that had this logo, the Guiding Eyes for the Blind logo, and she's like, oh, I didn't realize you were blind. And I was like, yeah, I'm visually impaired, that's why I have them here with me. And she thought it was really cool. And I really appreciate it. I like when people give me that response rather than pitying to me or giving me inspiration just for being there and not seeing me as like a successful
employee.
The only times like it's happened, it never, the phrase looking blind has never told me that. No one's ever told me that in real life. But mostly the times when it's happened on the internet before, where people have asked me in the past, like, you don't look blind, like you film so well or whatever. And I put that person in their place, because you can't invalidate my blindness. It's like, it's like, all right, you're not my doctor that diagnosed me. You're just a random person that just came onto my videos and said that. And I told him, you can't base it off of what you just saw. I mean, yeah, I do so well with filming, but you can't just invalidate my blindness when, I hate it when people invalidate my blindness when, just by looking at me based on how, like, people think I'm supposed to look, because of the way the media has portrayed us and in history, and I don't like it. Most of the time I have to point it out to people when I feel it's necessary.
Which is fine, I don't have no problem with it, but people don't notice it right away.
There was these couple other SASIC visually impaired friends that I had, or legally blind. They were visually impaired too, have the same medical condition as me and everything. But the thing that really annoyed me was how they didn't want to use their canes provided by the O&M instructors, because they're so worried about how people will think of them or look at them. And I keep telling them, why do you care so much about how other people look at you, when if you can't see well, use the cane. Don't try to
Stop worrying about what other people think.
when just so other people are comfortable around you. You're good enough as you are.
It doesn't matter, because that's just the way you look.
Not just because people are uncomfortable or may feel uncomfortable. Like, you do you. Like, if you need it, just use it. I've never cared what people thought of me. I've always used my mobility aids, no matter what people thought. Whether you think I look blind or not. Like, this is just how I look. Like, I do a lot of stuff that looks, quote, sighted, but
I don't try to put more effort just so somebody can feel more comfortable around me involving my blindness. Like, if I can't see something, I just can't see it. I don't need to wear dark sunglasses just to make me look like a stereotypical blind person. I'm only going to wear them when I feel like they're necessary for sensitive light in the sun or whatever. I don't wear them just so people are comfortable.
I do sometimes have those blind moments where I bonk my head on things and everything if I'm not paying attention, or like, and I have a restricted field of vision. It's not really appreciated when people pity or see me as an inspiration just for being there when I mention my disability, and like feeling sorry for me in a way. Like, I'm more capable than a lot of people realize, and that's why and I share these videos to show people that you can find a light in your situation when you take the time to find it. And it's not all darkness. It's not all like a sad life. Like, it's just because of one thing that doesn't work in your body. I feel like more people are aware of blindness and disability now due to the fact that social media is a big factor to it, which thank God more people are aware, and people know that service dogs come in all different shapes and sizes, what I've heard from many people at work and just here on the internet from able-bodied people, which I really appreciate. And to the sighted people watching, be careful how you talk about disabled bodies.
And know when you talk about disabled bodies, it matters.
Because in a way, you are putting down the community that I love to be a part of. And it's not a compliment. It's like, oh, like, you're really pretty or you're really handsome or pretty for a blind guy or person, or things along those lines. Like, we don't appreciate that, and a lot of my blind viewers would all agree that we do not appreciate when someone compliments us because we fit.
Society's beauty on how they view disability.
That's really why I wanted to make this video on the phrase looking blind. Blindness is such a wide spectrum, as I've mentioned multiple times.
Like some people have glossy or hazy eyes, and it's more visible, but that's not always the case. My left eye is looks quote normal, but my right eye doesn't. It's hazed over from my premature birth. And this whole thing is because the way the media has put us all in this one box in past movies or TV shows and all that. That blind people's eyes are closed, or blind people don't have any eyes, or you wear the dark sunglasses all the time. Things like that. There's just like so many factors that you simply can't put it in one box or the other. And I hate it when people do that.
I don't like how the media has portrayed blindness as like, you wear the dark sunglasses, you're blind, or you don't wear the sunglasses, you're not. Like, blindness is such a wide spectrum that you can't simply put it in you can't put it in one box or the other. Like, it's just simply not true. And I don't like how people like try to put us in one box when, you know. Yeah, that's really why I wanted to make this video, and I hope y'all learned something. If anybody would like to put their thoughts in the comments, let me know. Put them down below. And I'll see you all in the next video, and bye everybody.